like we've kicked things off all week with Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross. So, Bryan, we might have a landfall a little later today, but talking to Jane, this is an unusual one. Little rain, maybe even a few clouds for that landfall.
Yeah, for that landfall. Now, the question is, what is going to happen here later on today? This is a super interesting situation meteorologically, and it raises a question about what's going to happen in Texas and what kind of weather is going to be felt there. And that's why they extended, because of these questions, that's why they extended the alerts over to the Texas coast down to Sargent, Texas. All right, take a look at the satellite here. But first of all, just to bring you up to date on what's going on with the advisory, 50-mile-an-hour winds is the estimate for the peak winds, moving west at 5. I'm going to due west track now. Pressure coming up slowly, 997 with the last pressure from the hurricane hunters. But what do we have going on here? The storm is up here. There you see the end of the line. But down here, look at this. This looks for all the world like some kind of a stormy kind of entity. And indeed it is. It's related to the circulation. If you think of the broader circulation of this storm, something like this, it's kind of on the outer edge. But sometimes when you have land involved, the center essentially reforms south of the land. So the question is this center here going to move in here and kind of die out, and then a new center form down here with these clouds, and then that move over toward Texas? This is already kind of stronger with the stronger winds, and then exactly what's going to happen. So we'll talk about that here in more detail as we look at all this close up. But first of all, let's talk about the existing storm, and there you can see where the National Hurricane Center puts it. In the clouds, you can make out the rotation there in the low clouds. You notice the only real significant weather with it is this cluster of thunderstorms down to the south, just coming up there on the mouth of the Mississippi River. And this is going to be ashore on the Chandelier Islands and over here into southeastern Louisiana here pretty quick. It's moving pretty quickly now. All right, look on the radar, and we still see behind it some pretty good squalls moving up toward Panama City, and then these rotating in, but they're rotating up here into dry air. And so they're really not too much. Although you look at this, you say, oh, there's just nothing going on, just some showers. There is actually some pretty good wind along the coast, and the tropical storm warnings are warranted, and the storm surge alerts that they put out are warranted, which I'll show you in just one second. But you see, there just isn't much with this. Even this cluster down here just has that little yellow thunderstorm, although it looks like down here, down in Plaquemines Parish, they are going to get, they're going to feel it when it comes in. All right, there's the other system, and you notice it has the bright reds in it. It's kind of out of radar range. The radar is coming from way up to the west of New Orleans and Hammond, Louisiana, so we're just seeing the edge of it. But the very tall cloud tops there, and you can kind of make out there's a kind of a rotation in there. It's called a mesocyclone, a small cyclone, but sometimes they can actually spin down and kind of yank the center to them and start over again over the warm waters of the Gulf. All right, here's what's going on right now. As I said, look at the wind gusts at Gulf Shores up to 35 knots now. New Orleans, 28. That's at Lakeview Airport up there on the north side of town. Down here, this is offshore, 31. So we've had some pretty good wind gusts along the coast there. Some have been over tropical storm force. Look a little bit farther to the east, and here you see that Gulf Shore. Look at Dauphin Island, where Robert Ray is there, 38-mile-per-hour gusts now, sustained at 32. So very close to tropical storm force. Over here, Shell Beach, that's east of New Orleans, again, gusting to 31. So a gusty morning to do with the original circulation, which its reason it's not gustier is because there's really no thunderstorms to pull the stronger wind aloft down to the surface. But still, it's gusty. And also, those winds, because the Gulf is so vulnerable to storm surge, look at Pensacola. 2.5 feet above normal high tide, so you have some coastal flooding going on along here. Even way back in Apalachicola, it's 1.5 feet above. Let's look closer up here around the New Orleans, Biloxi area. Shell Beach, almost 3 feet. It's always a very vulnerable place, east of New Orleans, Shell Beach. But still, almost 3 feet above normal high tide, and high tide is happening just about now. For some reason, Bay St. Louis and Pascagoula didn't report, but they were elevated elevated there as well. So remember, they had the 2 to 4 feet above normal high tide forecast there, so that seems to be verifying, and at least in some locations. And then look off to the east, and there you see, there's that Pensacola here over at PC, a foot and a half above normal high tide. All right, now here is the forecast for the current entity that we've been tracking, that swirl that doesn't have much weather with it. So the idea is it comes ashore on the extreme eastern Louisiana. This one, it says Wednesday p.m. here. It means just about noontime, just after noon this afternoon. So it's moving along at a pretty good clip now. Because it has lost all the rain showers and anything tall associated with it, it's caught in the lower level flow, which is moving along pretty good. And then by tomorrow, overnight tonight, let's say, where it says a.m. means the very early morning hours, it's passing Morgan City. If this continues, and then a lot of the computer models say, okay, it gets over land there, it doesn't have much with it, it just loses itself, and that's it, and it just kind of comes discombobulated, and the rest of the weather moves on and kind of dies out. So that's one scenario. And then we have the other scenario that we'll talk about. And then the question is, what happens in here? Notice the Hurricane Center is keeping the winds up to 40 miles per hour when it gets to Sabine Pass here in the Texas-Louisiana line, and 35 at the Texas coast somewhere, all moving along pretty good. So this would be overnight. Tomorrow night is when it would be there inland in Texas. But now let's look at what this other scenario is all about. Here's the big flow in the atmosphere. There you can see the high up there, and the flow comes around like this, and then it's ripping down across these systems. So this one, and then this one down here, I think it's kind of being driven by kind of non-tropical processes to get itself going. And when we look at the computer models, they're more and more shifting toward the idea of something forming down here in the Gulf and moving in this direction, in the general direction of Corpus, may I say Sargent south in Texas. And then this one here just kind of dies it here. Google is in the middle. It's half of the possible forecasts from Google say it dies out. Half say no, it reforms and continues on. So we're going to be ready for that to happen. There you see the consensus. Consensus is shifting to the south. So notice it's on the south side of the cone. I think, well, we'll see what the Hurricane Center's analysis is. Right now, they're not going with this reforming idea. So they're just staying with the current thing dying out as their main idea, but alerting people in Texas, maybe not. So we'll see if they shift the cone at 11 o'clock. There's the rain. It's all to the south. That's with this other kind of developing system to the south. I think, guys, that the most likely thing is that this current system is going to come up to the coast, kind of die out. The other one is going to kind of form, and then it's going to flare and kind of die out as it goes toward Texas under that extreme wind shear, the extremely strong upper level winds. So I think that's probably going to be the scenario, but it's complicated. What can you say? And I think probably when it gets to Texas, they'll know there's an entity coming, but we're still not talking about some big dangerous storm coming toward Texas.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, it looks like things are starting to move now. You know, yesterday we were watching as Bertha was really crawling toward the Louisiana coastline, but now with those winds influencing certainly the lower level winds, that's going to speed things up. Okay, it's fascinating. It was comprehensive again. Bryan Norcross, as always, thank you for that. We'll be checking in later in the show with you. Fox Weather Hurricane Specialist Bryan Norcross for us.